Hey guys, Itty Bitty Brick here, welcome back to another video, welcome back to another review where today I finished Mr. Robot. This is the greatest show of all time, and here is my review on it. My general review of the whole show, I'll give that first. It's amazing. Everything from the directing to the acting, it's all beautiful. It works so well because Sam Esmail is such a genius. The man behind the show, Sam Esmail, he's a great director. He knows exactly what he wants, and he's also the most intelligent person one of the most intelligent person that I know. He is very good at what he does, and so are all the actors. Rami Malek, my favorite actor, he is in the show and he's brilliant, absolutely incredible as always. And it is also his birthday today in America. Christian Slater as well, he does a great job, and so does everyone else. You know, Charlie, Portillo, they do incredible work. So this show is incredibly accurate to the hacking community. This show is about a vigilante hacker that wants to take down an evil corporation because of their past and the fact that he wants to save the world, quotation marks. Pretty simple story that unravels a whole lot further as the series goes on, but I will get into that later as I decompose each season. For now, it's a spoiler-free review. The cinematography in this show is beyond incredible. Directing is just beautiful. There are so many good shots. There's so much ingenious behind it. It's so good. And I'm gonna have to get into spoilers because I want to talk about each season because some seasons are better than others. This is my favorite show of all time. Alrighty, season 1. This is what started Mr. Robot. This is what kicked it off, and it is an incredible first season. It follows the story of Elliot. We learn about his past, who this man following him is. The end result is that he is Elliot's father, and now they're sort of teaming up. They've created a group called F Society to bring down E-Corp, Elliot's dream, and oh my days, it's great. The season is very good. Sam Esmail constructed this perfectly, like a 10-hour movie, and I don't know whether it was intentional to keep moving forward, but he did it nonetheless. The season is incredible in what it does, the same way that The Walking Dead was an incredible first season for what it was. It kind of picks up on this thing that you wouldn't think many people would like. Hacking in movies and TV shows has never been portrayed accurately, and that is what Sam Esmail thrives to bring to the big screen with his show. And that's pretty much what this show started out as, just people hacking. It did eventually get further as we unraveled Elliot's story and his past and his future, and that actually hooked really well. Rami and Christian, they're perfect. Rami plays himself pretty much in this entire show, and he's really good at it. And this show is dark. This season is probably the lightest season, and it has morphine overdoses. It has the loss of close friends. It's crazy. It's actually really disturbing. Great first season. It's a really good first impression. So therefore, I'm giving this first season a 9 out of 10. Very good. Alright, moving on to season 2. This is actually my least favorite season. This season follows F Society's downfall as they get involved with the law, and it introduces one of my favorite characters, Dominique Pepperoni. I think that she kind of claws her way into everything, but for some reason I like her and I don't know why. And something that this season does really well is that you root for whatever character is on screen, and then you disagree with the other characters. For example, if Elliot's on screen and he wants to stop an attack, you'll be like, yes, Elliot, you stop that attack. But when you go over to Darlene's side and she wants to create an attack, you're like, okay, Darlene, come on, you got this. And then when you go over to Dominique's side and she wants to bust everyone, you're like, come on, Dom. And then you go back to Rami's side and you're like, don't get caught, Rami. Like, it's really good at what it does. And there is also a scene where we find out Elliot isn't in his own happy world. He is in fact in prison, and he says that he's sorry for what he has done, and there is an actual remorse that you feel for him, like he's lied to you, because we as the audience are his friend that he copes with. This season, however, just doesn't feel like it has the same love and appreciation that the others do, and it just feels like something's missing from it. I'm not too sure what it is. Nonetheless, this is a still incredible season. It just feels like something's missing. This season does, however, introduce the Red Wheelbarrow Barbecue slightly, and that is just another ingenious of Sam Esmail. This is where Sam Esmail really starts to show his ingenious side, and it has a pretty good finale, I will say. It starts to make you question everything. With all that being said though, I'm going to give this season an 8 out of 10. Alright, moving on to season 3. This is my favorite season. This season is the definition of perfect. Everything works in this season. From the first episode to the last episode, it is pure perfection. My favorite episode is in this. It is the 5th episode, the one-shot episode. It is incredible. Actually incredible, and it's good to learn that the actors love doing that, and none of them complained, and that it turned out when they got to set, they were actually excited, and Sam Esmail just did a brilliant job at making this a one-take thing. And the story behind this as well, with Angela infiltrating the building, Rami not knowing how he got there, it's just, I mean, Elliot. I always called Elliot Rami while I was watching the show. The Dark Army, great. The Red Wheelbarrow Barbecue, great. The cahoots that Angela had with the Dark Army and Tyrell Wellick, and Elliot not knowing if Tyrell is alive, what happened to him. This is the season where Mr. Robot and Elliot battle for control. They no longer exist beside each other like we've seen them do in previous seasons. It is Mr. Robot's in control, Elliot's not here. Elliot's in control, Mr. Robot's not here. And people in between them tie the bind. Like, Angela will talk to Elliot and tell him that everything's okay when really she's working with Mr. Robot. Whereas Darlene, working with Elliot, would tell Mr. Robot that everything is okay. It is really, really good, and I love Sam Esmail. And the finale of this is great. Incredible. Every single character gets torn apart, and it is just brilliant. Brilliant. So that is why I am giving this season a 10. 10 out of 10. This is the first 10 I've ever given, and it is going to this season. It's just, I'm lost for words. I'm lost for words. Alright, next up, season 4. Absolutely whack. This season is insane, and I cannot even begin to find words for how I feel about this. I love it. I obviously love it. This season, if any other season, makes you question absolutely everything that you have just witnessed. The 30 hours that you just watched of all 3 previous seasons, all of that is just wrapping around your head, and you're trying to think, like, what's happening, what's real, what's not real. The cinematography and the lighting for this season are just on top. It's so beautiful. I think they got a new camera, but the lighting itself was just went crazy. Mr. Robot and Elliot decide to start working together again, and we find out why in the finale, which I literally just finished watching, and it hit pretty damn deep. Holy crap. We find out that Elliot, the person that we have been by their side with for the whole series, is just a part of the real Elliot. And then the finale explains that Mr. Robot, that Elliot's mum, that Elliot's younger self, they're all parts of Elliot as well. They're all parts of Elliot, as Elliot is a part of Elliot. It's crazy. The last 3 episodes, my brain just broke. I had no idea what was happening until the maybe last 20 minutes of the finale, and I couldn't believe it. I sat there with my mouth and with my jaw dropped to the floor. But I think it had a very sweet conclusion, a very beautiful conclusion, and I want to thank Sam Esmail for that. He did such a good job, and I loved his cameo in the first episode of this season. So yes, this season, mind-boggling, and I loved it, so I'm going to give this season a 9.5 out of 10. I'm not joking when I say this is my favorite show. I'm not joking when I say this show is brilliant. If you haven't checked it out, watch it. You need to watch it. This show is so underrated. Barely anyone knows what it is. Barely anyone talks about it. All they know is that, oh, look, it's Rami, funny hacker man. What's that noise? But yeah, that is my honest review for the entirety of the show. If I was to rate the show itself, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. That's going to do it for this review, guys. If you enjoyed it, please do make sure to leave a like, subscribe. Go and watch Mr. Robot. It is a work of art. Thank you, Sam Esmail, for making such a beautiful thing. Thank you, Rami Malek, and the entire crew for being such incredible actors. He definitely played himself, and you could tell. That's going to do it for this one, guys. If you enjoyed it, please do leave a like, subscribe, and until then, goodbye. Mwah.